Hi students, welcome to current affairs class of Vijeta IS Academy. Let us see some of the important news items that are covered in today's newspaper. First news is about health related. This news can be connected to GS2 syllabus. Issues relating to development and management of social sector to health related. Here the news is about on government table suggestion to take junk food ads of kids to kids TV shows. And the same news item you can also link to GS4 attitude. Here question can be like how media can influence the attitude or behavior of people. So here the point of focus is about children, how TV shows or advertisements during children content, how it affects children's health behavior or how they behave with respect to the TV ads. Here the news is saying that Union Women and Child Development Ministry has suggested that junk food ads should not be aired during children's programs. Here the focus is on children because due to TV advertisements, children are developing different food habits. These food habits are becoming harmful to the health of children. For example, they are getting more obesity. In India, obesity in children has become a major threat to our health security. This is one of the reasons why Union Ministry of Women and Child Development wanted to suggest or bring a particular regulation where junk food advertisements should not be aired during children's programs. This particular meeting was held under chairmanship of Consumer Affairs Secretary. Officials from several ministries also took place like Home Affairs, Health, Information Broadcasting, Consumer Affairs. These are the various stakeholders that are involved in this particular issue. This information or this news item you can think of like whenever a case study comes in GS4, you can think of various stakeholders approach. Now you think from the perspective of governance where health is related to here children and health. Women and Child Development Ministry is related to children and also health related information. So health consumer affairs. It is about consumption of food items in the market. Information broadcasting where information is given to the public through different advertisements. You can think of various stakeholders involved in a particular issue. Following the news like this, you will come to know how to think about various stakeholders in a particular issue. During the meeting held on February 17, WCD Ministry, Women and Child Development Ministry suggested advertisements promoting junk foods should not be permitted during children's programs. It is learned. That means here Indian Express. This news is came in Indian Express. According to Indian Express sources, now Women and Child Development Ministry wanted to bring a regulation where the advertisements which are harmful for children health will not be shown in the TV shows that are particularly during children related particular TV shows. The official observed that ads should not promote carbonated beverages which show celebrities performing dangerous stunts. These will have attitudinal changes in the children. It will affect the children's psyche. This is why it can be used as GS4 case study also, and you can link to GS4 attitude changes, how the advertisements impact the behavior of children. You can use this as an example for writing answers with respect to GS4 attitude related questions. The officials suggest advertisements should not endorse health supplements like DHA omega-3 fatty acid. It is something technical in science and technology related issue. Let us see what is omega-3 fatty acid as well, which claim to support brain development. It is learned. Here this omega-3 fatty acid, it is a type of fat that is required for body, which is essential for body growth. We get from the food what we eat in our supplements from the outside. However, it will have impact on children. Generally, these omega-3 fatty acids are good for the body. to prevent or improving conditions such as heart disease, certain cancers, Alzheimer's disease, depression and inflammatory conditions. These are some of the advantages of omega-3 fatty acid. But overdose of this omega-3 fatty acid will create obesity in children. This is one of the reasons, particularly this particular item is in news. Here you can think like in UPSC prelims also, Food Safety Security Authority of India, FSSAI, you can link up some of the organizations or regulatory bodies which are regulating the health or nutrition of food related content. The officials observe that ads should not promote those unhealthy junk foods which lead to obesity in children. This is one of the major health crises in today's India's children, because these healthy children are very essential for tomorrow's economic growth and healthy society. If children are weak, it will create overburden on the healthcare system of India, and also it will affect the productivity of children. Tomorrow these children will become employed citizen and the productivity of employees will get affected. Overall, the economy and health of Indian ecosystem will get damaged. This is one of the reasons that Indian government is trying to bring certain changes or certain regulations where advertisements are affecting the children's health. He cited figures from National Family Health Survey. National Family Health Survey also has certain statistics to show the rising obesity in children in the country because of changing food habits in the children. Officials at the meeting discussed the draft of Central Consumer Protection Authority Guidelines 2021, provisions related to advertisements targeted at children. And these are the regulations you may need to remember for prelims point of view. With respect to mains, you can quote this as one of the examples, but with respect to prelims, you have to see what are the ministries involved, what are the regulatory bodies involved, and what are the technical terms or science and technology related terms that are specific to this particular issue. Consumer Affairs Department is expected to release these guidelines. Here you can see Consumer Affairs Department being prepared under the Consumer Protection Act by the end of this month. So you have to see such kind of which are legislations, acts, bodies which are involved and ministries which are directly related to this particular issue. Now see how ads can influence the behavior of children, how it affects the attitude of children. It could be dangerous for children, affect their mental health. It shall not take advantage of children inexperienced. Children are inexperienced. Advertisement will create an impact on their minds. And if there is any dangerous stunt and unrealistic advantages of that particular item will have impact on children. Children try to emulate it. It will have, because they do not have experience, they cannot see the reality and they try to emulate or replicate the stunt that is given in the advertisement. It will create a health effect in the children. Exaggerate the features of a good or service in a way that could lead to children having unrealistic expectations of such good or service. These are the negative impacts of advertisement which are harmful for children. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 defines a misleading advertisement. What is misleading advertisement means? Which falsely describes that product, gives a false guarantee to a particular goal, and convey an express or implied representation which constitute an unfair trade practice. On one side, it is affecting the children health, and also it affects related to unfair trade practice. It is related, one is related to health, here in this case children health. On the other hand, it is related to trade. It affects the competition in the market as well. Unfair trade practices, it will lead to disadvantage to other traders, and overall the ecosystem of trading bodies will get affected. Deliberately conceal important information. These are the various things which come under misleading advertisements according to Consumer Protection Act 2019. And according to this particular act, there are some penalties also if this particular law is violated. The Central Consumer Protection Authority is empowered to regulate matters relating to violation of rights of consumers, unfair trade practices, and false or misleading advertisements. Provides for a penalty up to 10 lakh rupees, and prohibition of endorsement misleading advertisements may extend and making any product service for a period which may extend to 3 years. That product can be prohibited from the market also, and fine also may extend up to 10 lakh. Here the point here is for our prelims examination, Consumer Protection Act, Central Consumer Protection Authority, and what this particular act defines misleading advertisement means. These are the various aspects which are important for prelims point of view. And when it comes to mains, you can quote this particular example in GS2 if it comes directly related to health, in GS4 if it is something related to attitude or how media influence the behavior and attitude of people. This is an example for that particular dimension. This is about this particular news. Next news we covered from Mint newspaper. It is saying about students fleeing Ukraine wary of loan repayments. Here it affects education. That is why in GS2 issues relating to education, it falls under this category. And also in GS3 also. In GS3 it is related to loans. That means banking sector. Now as we were discussing for the past few days, if loan defaults take place, it will affect the health of banking credit system. That is why it will have impact on other sectors as well. So it will raise the non-performing assets. So such kind of cascading effects it will have. And also it affects the children education and children's psychological or emotional health as well. In that dimension we have to see this particular issue. Here bankers said they are assessing the situation, possibility to extend the tenures for such borrowers on case-to-case basis. Now this is the scenario. Now how this problem should be solved. Here educate the people or the youth are in question, their education is at stake. Now on top of it, if their education is not completed, then it will affect their repaying capability as well. If their repaying capability is affected, then banks' loan systems also gets affected. It will have impacts on other financial products as well. Here education loan up to 4 lakh don't need collateral, but loan up to 7.5 can be obtained with collateral in the form of suitable third party guarantee. If they do not pay the loan, it will affect the collateral. Now collateral property can be acquired by the banks. Now it will affect the educated youth as well. The youth who took loan, it will affect their financial condition as well. Education loan up above 7.5 lakh require tangible collateral. This is how they can recover the damage. But here main question is how to extend, how to help students so that they can repay the loan properly, and also it will not affect their financial condition. Banker said while there is possibility of future defaults, if these students cannot finish their courses and get employed, the collateral would bolster recovery. Banks have outstanding education loans of 63,000 crore as of January, showed RBI data. Now this shows on one hand you have to think about the students who are taking loans. On the other hand, you have to think about the health of financial system, banking system, which is giving loans to educated youth. However, the breakup of how much of this is to students abroad was not available. As of now, total 63,000 is for entire loan. As of now, data according to Mint is not available for this particular issue. Ukraine is a popular destination among Indian students pursuing medical and engineering degrees. There were 19,000 Indian students in Ukraine before evacuations began. Students primarily of Ukraine because these courses are substantially cheaper than private college in India. Fee for an MBBS degree in Ukraine 15 to 20 lakh, whereas it will take 80 to 1 crore here. Although not mandatory, students are encouraged to buy insurance against education loan. Now here you can think of in GS3 economy related the importance of insurance. In crisis like this, the insurance sector can help the students in this case. In this case, most of the students buy insurance. This, in case of insurance, you can quote this as one of the examples how insurance will help or it will create a healthy financial system. In that context, you can see in GS2 how it affects education and how it affects banking system and related issue with insurance. Now next issue, it is related to stock market, economy, here mobilization of resources. The syllabus, this issue can fall under Indian economy and issues related to mobilization of resources because it is about stock market. In stock market means people invest. People invest and the industries will get the investment. It is a kind of mobilization of resources from public to the industries. If industries or companies get a lot of resources, they can create more business and in turn more employment. More employment, more healthy economy. So this is how you have to integrate a link. But now due to scams like this, people will not show interest in investment through stock market. Because in this case, this particular issue is talking about co-location scam, where few traders are getting benefit of this particular stock exchange and others are not getting advantage. So it is like unfair trade practices. Such kind of scams will affect the health of investment ecosystem. People will not believe in the stock market and more people will not invest in the stock markets. As a result, and companies will not get the sufficient investment, and once again the productivity or manufacturing or any service sector will get affected, employment get affected. So this is how you have to link various issues. That is why this issue can come under mobilization of resources in economy. Now let us see what is this issue. And here various other aspects also involved, various statutory organizations, regulatory bodies also involved in this. Statutory like SEBI is a statutory body. You can think of SEBI also as an example. This news can become an example while you are answering something related to SEBI. And also challenges to internal security through communication networks. This is another angle. You can think like financial health. How financial health is affected due to this kind of scams. It is something related to servers. Servers are communicating. When servers are communicating, the servers which are located nearby stock market getting more information or fastly they are getting information, whereas outsiders get the information slowly. Meanwhile, the business decisions can be taken by those who get information fastly. You can think of how it will affect internal security through communication networks. Here, Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) arrested Ms. Chitra Ramakrishna, former Managing Director of National Stock Exchange. It is important. National Stock Exchange is one of the important organizations. Stock Exchange, along with Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange is the Asia's oldest exchange, whereas National Stock Exchange is the largest one in terms of market capitalization. A case was registered in May 2018. Probe is going on to probe the alleged abuse of exchange server architecture for granting preferential access of market data to a stockbroker ahead of others. So it is like unfair trade practices, giving preference to certain traders over the others. It affects the trust in the system itself. The development came days after former NSE Group operating officer was arrested by the agency, here Central Bureau of Investigation. It's an executive body, not a statutory body. You have to think about the institutional mechanism in solving or resolving the crisis. Here Central Bureau of Investigation, you have to focus. Here something related about Ms. Ramakrishna worked with exchange from early 1990s. Later she became Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer from 2013 to 2016. During her regime, certain leakages took place in the information, and this information led to giving more access to certain traders while putting other traders at disadvantaged position. Here SEBI is the regulating authority when it comes to stock exchanges. It also levied penalties on the people who are responsible for this. On account of multiple violations, including irregularities in appointment of certain officials, here then so much scam took place. That is why Central Bureau of Investigation entered. Now arrests are also taking place. And on the other hand, one more department, Income Tax Department, also conducted searches on the premises of people who are involved in this particular scam. Here major issue is this scam is related to co-location scam. This is the technical term which is important for prelims point of view. What is co-location scam? Here this co-location means if the premises of National Stock Exchange is having servers nearby the main stock exchange servers, that is called co-location. That means the traders servers are also located within the same premise of stock exchange servers. Here scam is giving information from main stock exchange server to the traders server. This is the information passing from main server to the other servers. Co-location facilities are dedicated spaces in the exchange building right next to the exchange servers, where high frequency and algo traders can place their systems or programs. Traders have an advantage over the other due to improvement in latency, the time taken for order execution. Here the trader who is nearby this main server, they get the data fast and they take the decision and invest in the stock market. Whereas the outsiders, they'll get the data slow comparing with these traders who are nearby co-location, nearby the servers, and the information they get slow. Meanwhile, these investors would have invested in the stock market. It affects the stock prices. This is about co-location scam. This scam in NSE co-location facility took place almost a decade ago. Almost 2013 onwards this was going on, but now this issue became very serious now. It was alleged that one of the trading members, OPG Securities, provided unfair access between 2012 and 14 that enabled him to log in first to secondary server and get the data before others in the co-location facility. This preferential access allowed the algo trades of this member to be ahead of others in order execution. It is like information, leaking out information, giving unfair advantage to certain particular people. And because of this, these people will earn more profits comparing with other people who are following or who are participating in the trading activities. All this came out due to whistleblowers' complaint to SEBI in 2015. From there onwards, this issue is going on. Now finally, it has taken in this today's twist. Here you have to see with respect to prelims, SEBI involved and CBI, and what is co-location scam, National Stock Exchange, and related stock exchange related other aspects also you can think of. Like it is about stock market, investing in the stock market, foreign institutional investors you can think of, and domestic investment, and the trust in the stock market itself, how to mobilize resources to the industries through stock market, and what is the regulatory body with respect to stock market, that is SEBI. You can think of it's a statutory body, its powers, and how it is regulating stock market ecosystem. These are the various issues for prelims point of view. When it comes to mains, you can think of resource mobilization. Healthy stock market ecosystem is very essential for mobilizing resources from public to the industries or companies. This is how you can link this particular issue with our syllabus. Next issue, here Home Minister is moots hybrid security model under CISF guidance. This is on occasion of Foundation Day of CISF. Home Minister is advocating or proposing new proposal related to security architecture in industries. With respect to syllabus, this news can be covered under various security forces and agencies and their mandate in GS3. Here the news is Union Home Minister pitched for a hybrid security model. The CISF could train and certify private security agencies so that they can take over the task of efficiently guarding various kinds of industrial and manufacturing units in the country. Contributed to country's industrial development since the formation Central Industrial Security Forces. They are mainly used for safeguarding main public sector undertakings in the country. Here Home Minister is praising the role of CISF. Here you can think like in security, what is the role of CISF in industrial development? You can use some of these phrases: contributed to country's industrial development, secure the private manufacturing production units. India became 2.5 trillion strong economy. One of the reasons behind this is the security provided by CISF. Now India is aiming for 5 trillion economy goal, and CIF role is very important in this particular context. Without elaborating, he said around 1.64 lakh personal strong force could soon see an enhancement in its role. How it will be, and in future we will get more articles and more news items and more decisions how the role of CISF will increase in the context of goals set by Indian government to make India's economy 5 trillion economy. The occasion is 53rd Rising Day celebrations. On this day, Home Minister is proposing and praising CISF. Here, prelims point of view, think about CISF, or mains point of view, what is the role of security organizations in enhancing the Indian economy. The work of private security agencies is rapidly increasing. We have brought out rules and regulations for their functioning. Can the CISF take the responsibility of training these private security agencies? He asked. So here the news is about, along with the CISF, if private agencies and private members are also trained, and they can also take up the task of protecting industries. Here it is part of Central Armed Police Force. It works under Ministry of Home Affairs, established in 69 and 68 to protect major. Through an act, CISF Act 68 was passed to create this particular organization to protect major public sector undertakings. During that time, India was following mixed economy. The role of public sector undertaking was huge in various sectors like steel, airports, and various manufacturing units. Under those circumstances, the role of CIF was immense. Converted to armed force with an amendment in 1983. Here some of the examples where CIF playing role in protecting the atomic power plants, space installations, mines, oil fields. You can see these are the core industries which are essential for India's economy. And in disaster management also CIF plays important role. It has fire wings also to respond to fire emergencies and accidents. And now Home Minister is mooting an idea that along with the CISF, it comes under Home Ministry. It is a government security force. Now he is mooting a new idea that along with this architecture, if private members also trained by CISF, they can also supplement the India's security for the industries. So you can think of this news, you can link to GS3 syllabus, internal security, and how various organizations are protecting India's interests. So this is about in today's news, some of the important news items we covered. Thank you.